Hello YouTube. I kind of want to do an update for the week and kind of recap the things that happened this past week. So this is July the 27th. And so last week, what we had experienced at the house was a lot of work that was completed and came to an end. Starting on Monday, the inspection came in for the insulation. So there was no problems there. The insulators had to come back, and just one of the things that the builder required, not necessarily the inspector, was insulating the ducting, the ductwork for the air conditioner. So they sprayed the open foam cell around the ductwork and finalized that. So we passed the inspection, was ready to go and start hanging sheetrock. The sheetrock was delivered on Monday, and on Tuesday they began prepping it, and by Thursday they were completed. So they did all the sheetrocking in the house, ceiling and walls, and now it's getting ready to be floated. At the same time, the brick was delivered, so the exterior veneer was delivered this week, and the sand as well as the mortar. So everything is on site now for it to begin starting next week. So hopefully next week, what will occur is the floating and the finishing of the sheetrock should start, and we're being told it's probably gonna be a couple of days on that, maybe as many as 4. So it may take the whole week, is kind of what I'm guesstimating. And the brick should take a couple of days, as many as 4. And so next week we should have finished sheetrock as well as exterior veneer. So we're kind of excited about that. We began the process this week of working through the cabinets, make sure it was completed. There was a few questions on molding. We were able to finish that as well. So the trim carpenter should be in shortly after the finishing of the sheetrock to come in and talk about where we want our our closets to be laid out. The cabinets are already ordered, so hopefully they should be here right on time when it's ready for them to be installed, probably in about a month or so is kind of what I'm thinking. The trim carpenter may take a while. There's a lot of finishes that we've asked for in the house that he'll have to work with, so it's going to be a little delay with the trim carpenter. So what I'll do today is I'll take you around and kind of show you the sheetrock. So for the first time, we're able to see what it looks like with walls. One of the things that I'll kind of let you know that I was told by some friends, and I guess I kind of experienced it itself, was one, when the concrete was poured, the slab didn't look big enough. We kept looking at it, and your depth perception is really kind of askew because you're looking at it saying, man, this thing isn't nearly as big as I thought it was going to be, and will the house that I want fit on it? Trust me, it will. So once that was done and then the framing started to come up, the house grew bigger. So we looked at it and was like, man, now it looks like it's too big. And it was just really the framing on the sheetrock. The house started to shrink again when they put all the studs up. And so you came in, you looked at it, you're like, holy cow, this doesn't look like it's gonna be big enough. Did I make this room large enough? Well, once the walls came in and we were able to walk through and see the height of the ceilings, the depth of the rooms, the entire thing opened up once again. So we're really pleased with the design that we laid out. Like I told you in one of the first videos, we took the design out of the book and we made the changes that suited us. And I'll kind of walk through that today and kind of point out some of the things we did differently from that design and how we were able to put it on paper. And hopefully I might be able to overlay a copy of the original design and perhaps maybe a copy of what we went with. So let's walk around and see what we can see. So let's start out here As you can see, the bricks are on site. We have just shy of 19,000 bricks that we ended up ordering. And this was kind of a fun process of figuring out what bricks we wanted. We went to the company, the mason supplier, the brick company, and he gave us about 10 or 11 houses that he had completed with different types of brick that we were looking at. And one thing we noticed right off the bat is looking at a brick with 2 or 3 pieces on a cardboard in the store, they do not look the same once you put them on the house with different types of mortar. So he gave us these addresses, and we rode around on a Saturday and looked at all these houses with a different type of mortar on them and came up with the one that we wanted. So the brick is in, the sand is right there, and it will allow for the mortar and everything to kind of go in. So we're, again, excited about that. So, all right, let's walk in here at the front door and show you the house with some walls in it. So here we are in the front door. I have the doors open already, so let's see if I can get my camera right. So here we go. Walk in, and here we are with walls. So let me kind of walk you through again. This is the same thing we saw earlier that I showed everyone in the walkthrough on the video last week. The difference is now we can kind of see what the rooms kind of look like. So I'm gonna try my best to get as much in the frame as I can. So here's the dining room we're looking at there. That's right off the front door. And then as we scroll around, you'll see that is the wet bar right there. And then over here on the side is what we were calling our sitting room. So that's right off of the front door as well. So we have 10-foot ceilings throughout the house, except the living room. It's a 12-foot ceiling. So our door heights are 8 foot. So we'll come through this room right here. And the front door. Okay. This is a double door right here, double French door that's right here in this room coming into it. And here is the living room. And I'll kind of get a couple of different angles here. So what we're looking at now is back to the kitchen, which is in the center of the frame. And then it comes out and opens up to the living room. And then over here is our pantry. And this is really cool. This was one of those unintended consequences that came about of this pantry. Again, we have 10-foot ceilings throughout the house and 8 foot or 12 foot in the living room. And so there's a tremendous amount of space that goes up in the pantry. And it's a pretty good working space. If you can kind of tell there the size of it. It feels a lot bigger and is a lot bigger than the video is showing. Let me turn around here. And now we're looking back towards the living room with the walls up. Okay? The master suite. So it's the master suite. We have a tray ceiling in here. It only steps up to 1.5 feet, so it's not a full 2-foot step like it is in the living room. So it's only 1.5 feet, which is plenty, and it gives a lot more depth in the room as you kind of walk through it. And we're gonna go in the master bathroom, but it's dark in there, so don't know exactly how much we'll be able to see, but this is shooting back towards that hallway coming into this room. And then of course the master bathroom. There is the pantry, or the vanity area. And here in this dark room that you can't really tell is the master closet. Again, you know, it's dark, so you won't be able to really see exactly what I'm looking at here, but again, big, tall, 10-foot ceilings. And there is a corner over here, and I'll see what we can, let's see, I think I'm able to turn on a flash, hold on. Well, if I can, I don't know how. So anyway, over here you can see there is a, sorry for the echo, and there's a little bit of a nook right here. It'll be a safe and whatnot, and over there. So, and then as we come around here to the toilet, affectionately known as the crapper. And then that's the shower. So the shower is a custom shower also, so it's gonna be tile all through it. So they left that down so the tile work can be completed. And I'll see how it looks in there, if you can see anything. Again, this shower, we added to it. Now, originally in the plans in this room, there is a garden tub or jacuzzi that sits right here in this area. So we took that out and my wife added a makeup vanity. We don't have a need for a tub in our suite. So we took the tub out and we just added a makeup vanity that she'll put there. It'll be a desk of some sorts, and we're using this area here. And what we're calling it is the drop zone, the landing zone coming out of the shower. So your towels and everything can be stored right there, and you can dry off right around the corner and give you some room to kind of do all of that. Just derobe and robe. So we took the original plans, and this master bedroom was 16 by 14 originally, so it was a little bit too small for us. One of the measuring sticks we wanted to use was we were able to put a small love seat in the master suite. And so we were able to do that. It was big enough. So we went with 18 by 18, which is the size of this room. We went with the 3 windows right here. Originally these windows weren't designed this way, but we wanted as much light in this room as we can, or as we could. So we added these 3 windows, and also the entry to the patio, we added it also. All right, so that was a couple changes we did over the course of planning. The other major change we did is in the utility room. The plan is a 2-story house, so we didn't want to do a 2nd story, so we deleted the stairs and we expanded our utility room out, which gave us some more room in here for washer and dryer and some more storage. So that's done. Here is the garage, which is a true double car garage. And we didn't have that before. We had a garage and a half, but they were able to make this, it's 24 feet long. And I measured it the other day. I believe it's right at, excuse me, I think it's 40 something feet wide. I'll have to measure it again. And then of course the added 3rd garage, which is over here. Right there. So again, the walls are done now. And then the last part of the house is on the other side, which is, we'll call my son's side of the room. So we have in that AV closet that we were able to install and use it for various different things, probably a lot of linens. And this is the spare bedroom. Again, the 10-foot ceilings have really allowed us to expand our ability to store. So this one will probably be some overflow of clothes from the master side. The second full bathroom is also completed. And then second bedroom. Okay, that is the walkthrough. So that was the walkthrough, and like I said, this week is gonna bring about the finishing, hopefully, and the brick. Also, in addition, we're gonna lay out where we want the septic and water pump, or the well. We have plans to put a pool in a couple of years, so we need to make sure that where we put it, it doesn't interfere with that. So that's this week, and hopefully we can have another video that shows the finishing done and the brickwork next week sometime. A couple of questions that I got on some of the videos that, I think I'll address that I think were good questions. One was, do I think I could have done this myself? So it's a really good question. I thought about it a lot, if I could have done this myself, and I think I can. I think anyone can. I think you can really sub these things out yourself. Some factors you got to take into consideration is, one, time. There is a lot of time that has to be devoted to doing this, and one of the things that really interfered, minus the bank's decision, was time. So my schedule really started to fill up as I was building this thing out, and I would not have been able to devote as much time as I really needed to or wanted to on this project had I subbed it out myself. So time is of the essence. You really have to stay on top of subs to ensure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're on site when they're supposed to be on site. They haven't taken any shortcuts, and I just didn't have that. I didn't have the time that I wanted to devote to that. Second, you have to make sure you get good subs. So the subs that will make a mistake and come back and correct it. Everyone's gonna make mistakes. That's a part of doing this type of work. You're gonna make a mistake. You're gonna put a wall wrong, or you're gonna decide you don't want that wall there. And so you're gonna need them to come back. And are they willing to come back in a timely manner to keep the project moving along? So that's another very important step. And finally, just really getting the quality of work that you are paying for. We're paying a pretty premium for our builder, and he's really done premium valued work. So we're really pleased at what we've turned around with him. I'm telling you, we are 3 months into this project. We started in April. Some of the things that we did prior to signing the contract with the builder was we had already done all of our site prep. So we had cleared and buried the debris, as well as hauled in all the dirt. So the site was prepped and ready to receive concrete. So we were a little bit ahead of the game there. We would probably be somewhere about 3 or 4 weeks behind now from where we are today, had we not had that done. So we had already had that work completed when they started the build. And so when they came in and was able to just survey the lot and put the stakes down and began framing up for concrete, it made things go a lot faster. So we're really pleased at what he has done for us and his team. But that devotion to being able to come out here and check the work and have one throat to choke. So when there's something we want to change or we don't see that's right, We just call him and he gets it taken care of, and they're extremely responsive. I think I could have completed the project. I could have completed it for, $50-something thousand cheaper than what I'm paying. Absolutely. But we also had a time frame that we wanted to be in the house, which was Thanksgiving. And I don't know, like, looking at what has been accomplished up to this point, I don't know if I would have been able to deliver that date. Mainly because I just don't know if I would have had the time to devote to get the things done that need to be done, to make sure the inspections are completed like they're supposed to be completed, ensure that the work is the right craftsmanship. I just don't know if I'd have had that time, and we may have struck this thing out a lot longer than I really wanted. Plus, there was some guidance that we were able to get from the builder. Now, going into my next house, if I ever build another house, then I think I'm confident enough that I could sub it out myself. And I would be extremely confident to be able to sub it out myself without a little hesitation, with very little hesitation. Again, it really kind of depends on what the bank says. For me, the 15% was just something that I wasn't prepared to do and was willing to do. So this really worked out for us in the long run. One of the other things that I've kind of gotten questions about is, would you build somewhere else other than where you are? Well, I'm gonna tell you. Originally, I didn't want to leave the city where we lived at and I'm from. But after being out here for a few months, I really appreciate being outside the city. The calm atmosphere, the clear blue skies at night, and the low traffic, the friendliness. It's a much better atmosphere for us. So we're happy that we're out here. Again, we are coming up to. I feel like the home stretch, but I don't think we're quite there yet. We still need to pick out paint, as well as closet design. So some major obstacles still have to be done. The paint's going to be probably one of the harder things to do. We've already done all of our plumbing fixtures, our lighting fixtures, all those things are done. And so now it's really just waiting for the time to get those installed. So if you have any questions, you want to leave a comment, by all means, please do so. I'll respond to it as quickly as I can. So thanks for watching. See you next time.